That was really wild. I was calling a coyote. Well, I showed up at my spot. Over there somewhere. And I show up, I see a coyote right where I'm sitting. I'm sitting right where I saw him. It was about 700 meters away. And I did my thing over there. I was calling him, all that. He'd kind of poke his head up, look over, or whatever. And he didn't want much to do with me. He was just out here chilling. And if you can see, we got coyote poop. We got coyote tracks everywhere on this point. The wind is blowing. Same direction. Wind's blowing over there. And I set up here. I figured I kind of spooked him out, snowshoeing in, because if you can hear, the ground's pretty crunchy, right? It's really cold. So I set up here right where I saw him. He might have been 100 meters further in or something. And I'm like, you know what? I might have a chance. If I didn't blow him out, if he didn't hear me. So I start rabbit distressing. Just good old rabbit distress. And I didn't get much action. I'm looking down that way, right? I'm right on a point. And nothing. I do a rabbit distress for a little bit, and then I'd just chill for like 5-7 minutes, and then I'd start hollering on the rabbit distress. I did three little sequences. I've been sitting here about 15 minutes, so maybe like every 5 minutes I'd do a little shorter sequence, like 10 seconds or something a piece, and then nothing's showing up. I'm like, all right, well, good old way to end the stand is the coyote in distress. So I start kai-eyeing. I think that's what they call it, kai-eyeing. So I'm on my little howler. Again, just sounds like you stepped on your dog's paw, right? Letting those rip, and it's loud. It's almost uncomfortably loud. I'm worried I'm gonna scare stuff away. So I let a good one of those rip, and then I just stopped, gave her 5, then a quick little another little kai-eye for about 5 seconds worth, stopped. I had this coyote slinking in these woods right here. He came 30 meters from me. I could have shotgunned him. If I had shotgun with some tungsten, that was a wrap. And he's looking right at me, and I'm just dead still. I got my rifle kind of like covering my face. Just squinting, looking at him, not moving. And I had to dial my scope. I keep it kind of around 8 when I'm hunting, because it's like, that gives you a good field of view and enough zoom to place a shot. So I dialed her down to 3, and this guy started slinking in and out of the woods, and he started making his way to an opening, and he's right on the tree line there, and that is where he got dropped. The old 22-250 nailed him. I'm gonna range it while I got everybody on the video here. I'm gonna range this thing. He's 40 yards, maybe. $47 meters. So that makes that guy, I think, the closest, or a tie for the closest coyote I've ever shot. Wild. So cool. That was an experience. I did a lot to get this coyote. Ah, that's hilarious. I did so much to get this coyote. I'm sitting over there. I'm like, I'm not snowshoeing 700 meters or go shoot a coyote. I gotta call him in. Well, this is all like, these are data points, right? I'm not the best in the world. I don't have it figured out as good as some, that's for sure. But I'm calling out a coyote. He's kind of looking here and there. I ditch my setup. I walk over right to where he was, 700 meters away. And the rest is history. I just told you what happened. So sometimes taking a chance on him can pay off. It did today. He was curious. He was weary. This guy, he was really, he had his wits about him, right? We'll see if it's a male or a female, but this coyote, it came real close, but it was in thick cover. Like all this stuff here, all this stuff is super thick. Even at like 40 yards, I was seeing him through the scope. I didn't want to shoot, but I saw him kind of cutting in towards the opening, and I did shoot through a little tickle of brush, but he was so close, and he stopped and just snapped his head over at me. And it's like, I've been known to lick off shots, okay? I've been known to send it, and sent it, I did. And lights out for Jimmy. So, gonna pack up. Gotta pack up, and we'll take a look at this guy and walk a kilometer in snowshoes back to home base with him. That was super cool. Really cool. Okay, we are at the coyote. Jimmy there. What we got? Yeah, we got a male. Sweet deal. He's got a big old head on him. And he's got some big canines. He got some big teeth. I got a moose looking right at me. This is sketchy. Real sketchy. Back at the truck. Got a male coyote on the Tacoma tailgate. We got his little, you see that? Yeah, his little chompers there, which are starting to get worn down a little bit. Once again, aging animals, aging wildlife. I don't think you can really do it. You can get kind of a ballpark, maybe, whatever, but like, who knows? This guy could be like, you know, eating porcupines every single day, and his teeth are worn. Maybe this guy's a year old, or maybe he's just like super bougie and just walks up on like filet mignon, right? And his teeth never, and he's only 5 years old. You know, his teeth don't get worn down. Who knows? Every animal has a different life and different genetics. So cool to get him. What was interesting about this this little hunting excursion I did is I set up initially at this point, calling kind of 3 different points that were far away, right? So I ended up seeing this coyote 700 meters away from me, and I threw the kitchen sink at him with all my calls, right? When it comes to what I had in my backpack, I was like, pop off, all that. And he would kind of look at me every now and again, and he wasn't super interested. So 700 meters, I was not inside of his bubble of interest at all. And I watched this guy for like 20 minutes, and I'm doing different calls, all that. You know, I'm looking at him 15 power through my scope. Maybe it goes up to 18. I don't know. Either way, I'm like max power looking at this guy, kind of just trying to take some notes on some of behavior, right? 20 minutes worth of that. I walk up. I'm like, I think this guy's like snared or something because he's not moving. He's like laying down and peeking his head up, all that. And he's like interested in something in the snow. 700-meter little hike on the snowshoes. I get to right where he was at, right? And well, within the vicinity, right? Like 50 meters, 100 meters of where I kind of saw him. I'm at the point of a bush. This guy is in the woods and he's like slinking his way in the woods towards me. And he gets to about like 30, 40 yards, maybe. No, closer, because I shot him at 40 meters, right? So he got like 30 yards away from me. And he's looking right at me. And I'm sitting still as a stone. I got my rifle up. I got my face mask on, right? And I'm just still as a stone. All he sees is squinty eyes, right? He's not seeing me. Well, he sees something, right? He sees something, but he's not putting it all together. Then he goes back into the woods a little bit. And that's when I kind of crank my zoom down from 8 power. Because 8 power is a good home base, you know, when you're calling in coyotes across fields and stuff like that. 8 power, I like being on. 6, 8, 10, something like that. He goes back out to 40 meters away. I think I ranged it at 47 or something like that. Either way, he's there. I'm seeing him. I'm at 3 power now, right? I zoom out to 3 power and I get myself set up because I know he's coming out towards like the clearing, the tree line, right? So I get kind of set up and I make all my movements when he's behind trees. And as soon as he kind of presents himself into the open, there was a little bit of sticks and all that, but it was 40 something meters away. I'm like, I'm sending this round at you. And then I saw the moose. After I was doing my little celly video. Little celly on the coyote, and then, oh, there's this moose. And one thing I didn't cover, I see this moose, right? And he like I look over, and then he snaps his head over at me. And then I see him kind of doing one of those things, and then he's the little back shake. And I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad or what, but that's a big old animal. And I don't think I can jiu-jitsu this guy, right? So I'm thinking, okay, what trees do I run behind? All that. I pull off a quick video. I keep talking, chill, all that. And then, pretend like he's not really there. I'm not too worried, all that. And then I drag the coyote. I'll range it. It's like a kilometer. It's a kilometer snowshoe hike. Sucks. And my hands are freezing now. And the video is super long. I don't know how to like shorten these up yet, maybe with experience, but I just want to give information. That's kind of the main thing of these videos. It's not some action hunting video footage that I'm trying to do right now. I'm just trying to document and throw out some info of what I'm doing. And it's been a slice. It's been fun. And I'm gonna go warm up now.